On the edge of a bustling town, where the streets hummed with hurried footsteps and restless dreams, stood a tiny shop that seemed to glow with a gentle warmth. Its shelves were never overflowing, yet laughter and kindness filled every corner, as if the walls themselves remembered every smile. People passing by often paused, puzzled. How could the shopkeeper, with so little to his name, radiate such quiet joy, while those with overflowing baskets seemed forever unsatisfied? One grey, rain-soaked afternoon, a young man stepped inside, his heart heavy with longing and the ache of comparison. He was searching for something he could not name. What he found within those humble walls would change his life, and maybe, if you listen closely, yours as well. The little shop rested quietly at the corner of a winding street, its faded wooden sign creaking softly with each passing breeze. Inside, the scent of old wood mingled with the comforting aroma of fresh bread, wrapping every visitor in a gentle embrace. Mr. Rowe, the shopkeeper, wore simple clothes and a smile that seemed to light up even the gloomiest day. He greeted each customer by name, offering a kind word or a listening ear. Never in a hurry, always present. His life was woven from small, steady joys: a steaming cup of tea at sunrise, a slow walk beneath the evening sky, a story shared with a friend as the world grew quiet. Though his home was modest and his meals plain, there was a sparkle in his eyes, a deep peace that no amount of money could buy. The townspeople admired him, whispering about his happiness, yet few truly understood its source. One day, Arjun, a young man from the city, arrived, restless, ambitious, and quietly envious, hoping to discover the secret behind Mr. Rowe's contentment. Arjun's days were spent in a restless race, his mind always leaping ahead to the next goal, the next possession, the next measure of success. He watched others, tallying their fortunes against his own, and each comparison left him feeling smaller, as if happiness was a prize always just out of reach. The more he achieved, the more hollow his victories became, like climbing a mountain only to find the summit shrouded in mist. Standing in Mr. Rowe's humble shop, surrounded by simple comforts and gentle laughter, Arjun felt a pang of confusion and envy. How could this man, with so little, seem so full? Unable to hold back, Arjun blurted out, "Don't you ever wish for more? A bigger house, finer clothes, a new car?" Mr. Rowe's smile was calm, but Arjun's frustration grew. "Everyone says you're the happiest man in town, but how can that be? What do you know that the rest of us don't?" The shop grew quiet, the question lingering like a challenge in the air. Arjun's longing was raw and real. He yearned for the peace he saw in Mr. Rowe, but had no idea where to begin searching for it. Mr. Rowe motioned for Arjun to sit, his movements unhurried, as if time itself slowed within those four walls. He poured 2 cups of steaming tea, the fragrant warmth curling between them like an invitation to pause. "Let me tell you a story," Mr. Rowe began, his voice as gentle as the rain tapping on the window. "There's a man named Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, yet he lives in the same modest house he bought decades ago, eats simple meals, and finds joy in the smallest things. He once said, 'If you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need.'" Mr. Rowe let the words linger, their meaning settling softly in the quiet. "I learned that happiness isn't about having more, but about needing less. When you stop chasing what you don't have, you start noticing what you do." He gestured around the shop, the fresh bread, the laughter of children drifting in from outside, the peace that filled the air. "These are my treasures. I have enough, and that is everything." Arjun listened, the storm inside him beginning to calm. The wisdom was simple, yet it struck something deep within. Could it really be so easy? Mr. Rouse's eyes sparkled. "Try living simply, just for a day. See what you discover." That evening, Arjun made a quiet promise to himself. He turned off his phone, letting the world's noise fade into the background, and stepped outside into the gentle dusk. As he wandered through the village, he noticed the golden light spilling across the fields, the laughter of children echoing down the lanes, the easy kindness exchanged between neighbors. For the first time in a long while, he felt no urge to rush or compare, just a gentle curiosity about the world as it was. Later, he sat down to a simple meal, savoring each bite, and before sleep, he wrote down 3 small things he was grateful for. The next morning, Arjun awoke with a surprising lightness in his chest. He realized he hadn't once thought about money, status, or what he lacked. Instead, a quiet joy lingered from the ordinary moments he'd always overlooked. Over the following days, he continued this gentle experiment, living simply, noticing what he had, and letting go of the urge to measure himself against others. With each passing day, the emptiness inside him faded, replaced by a growing sense of peace. Slowly, Arjun began to understand. Happiness wasn't something to chase, but something to notice, right where he was. Before he left the village, Arjun made one last visit to the little shop that had quietly changed his heart. He found Mr. Rowe arranging loaves of bread, his familiar smile as warm as ever. "I used to believe happiness was something I had to earn or buy," Arjun confessed, his voice softer now, touched by humility. "But now I see, it's found in gratitude, in simplicity, in being present for the small moments." Mr. Rowe nodded, pressing a fresh loaf into Arjun's hands. "Remember, the richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least." Arjun felt the truth of those words settle deep within him. He returned to the city, carrying the lesson like a quiet lantern. He still worked hard, but he no longer measured his life by what he lacked. The peace he once envied in Mr. Rowe now lived within him. The memory of the village, the humble shop, and the gentle wisdom he'd received became a steady reminder. True wealth is not counted in coins, but in the contentment of the heart. So, the next time your heart aches for more, pause and remember the quiet wisdom of the shopkeeper and the gentle truth Warren Buffett lives by. Ask yourself, what simple joys have I missed in my search for something greater? Often, the richest treasures are woven into the fabric of our everyday lives, waiting patiently for us to notice. True contentment does not arrive with what we gain, but with how deeply we cherish what is already ours. Choose to live simply, to see with grateful eyes, and you may find a richness that no amount of money could ever buy.